Welcome back to Four Faces. We're going to talk about some things today, and more specifically about the nonsense that happened in Palestine, Israel. But I'm going to show you a video first. I want you to pay attention closely to this video, and I want you know what? I'll see you on the other side. Let's play the video.
I played this already for Yusuf Hamash in Gaza right now, in Khan Yunis, to respond. But I'd like you to respond to it as well. After Israel's attack on Jabalia yesterday, the IDF spokesperson, Israeli Defense Force spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Hecht, appeared on CNN and was interviewed by Wolf Blitzer.
But you know that there are a lot of refugees, a lot of innocent civilians, men, women, and children in that refugee camp as well, right?
This is the tragedy of war, Wolf. I mean, as you know, we've been saying for days, move south. Civilians that are not involved with Hamas, please move south.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a little bit more information. You knew there were civilians there, you knew there were refugees, all sorts of refugees, but you decided to still drop a bomb on that refugee camp attempting to kill the Hamas commander. By the way, was he killed?
I can't confirm yet. There'll be more updated. Yes, we know that he was killed. About the civilians there, we're doing everything we can to minimize.
So, now that you've seen the video, let's talk about it. Before we go on, I do want to mention that right now I'm working on a 3D printing something. I got my other program called Consumer Labs, and I, have a business. So what we're doing is working on some things. So the bottom line is they're going, might hear a little noise in the background, but that's what that is. Let's move forward. With that being said, you've seen the video yourself. Did you notice something with that video? Did you notice something? Think about it. If you have to watch it again, watch it again. You notice how Wolf Blitz, he was very emotional. But the military commander, he wasn't even phased. Right? You see him saying, he's like, y'all listen, you know that there was kids there, right? There was women and children there. I understand you dropped the missile, you dropped this bomb and everything. But there was women and kids there. In his mind, was like, maybe they shouldn't drop the bomb. He said, nope, yep, we dropped it. Yes, we did, we dropped it. We got that one guy. We got that Hamas, we got one of Hamas leaders. They keep saying leaders, right? They keep using the word Hamas leader. They're only doing that to justify their right to blow up a building where kids, children, women, pregnant women was in. This is their way of justifying. But do you know, and it's a problem we have here, is that do you know that the Hamas actual leader does not live, or I should say, is not in Palestine. like he's not there. Nope. Nowhere to be found. He's not there. You know where he's at? Qatar. Yeah. He out of the whole country. He's not even in there. This is the craziness. You keep saying leaders. Those guys are just military service personnel that they have doing a mission. You could have did. So what's the solution to that problem? I understand. You might say, oh, listen, but they killed 1,400 people in Israel. And I understand it. And I get that. I get that very clearly, However, how should they have done it? Yes. Are you going to go do revenge? Or are you going to find a solution to do it where you don't have to kill maybe nobody? How about that one? That should be always the goal. Like everybody keeps saying, well, we're trying to limit the amount of. I want you to listen to, and just listen to people talk these days. Life is so life is being talk about like it's not a big deal no more. Listen to people. Oh yeah, we're trying to limit. Hear that word? We're trying to limit. We're trying to not kill nobody. It's we're going to try to limit. And now you might say, well, they kind of being reasonable. No, they're not. We're reasonable. You know what? We're going to do whatever we can do to not have casualties. That should be the talk. Not we're gonna try to limit, because limit means what? That's a generic term. That could be limit could be 1,000 people, 2,000. Right now they're up to what? 4,000 people. Is that limit? I don't think so. So what could I have done? You may say, well, you talking all this and blah blah blah. You may say that about me. So what could have been done? Well, here in Four Faces, we think about solutions. Now the solution, the ideal is simple. To implement it might not be. I understand, but think about this. If you go Israel, first we'll talk about Israel for a second. They supposedly have what? The number one, not the number one, but the top military in the world, the top intelligence in the world, right? The top projects, military equipment in the world, thanks to the support of various countries, not just America. Everybody keeps saying America, 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 but you do know Israel trade or work with other countries with military power, right? They deal with India, they deal with America or European and France. You get the point. It's not just America. We need to get out of this thing like America's the only one giving them weapons. That is just not true. That is definitely not true. Yes, is America part of it? Of course. No one got to tell you that. But let's not forget about the other countries that's also. And this is why I say what I said in my previous program, is that this war that's going on, that Israel caused, right? Because you might say, hold on. Did Hamas attack Israel? Yeah, that, I agree with. They did attack them. But did they call it a war, or did they call it what? Retribute. They called it like, oh, right? They looked at it as, oh, well, we're going to go attack. Yes, they knew the war was going to come. Maybe we are speculating now. But Israel officially called it a war, right? Right? Am I right or wrong? They the ones officially said, you know what, we're going to war. And that's fine. If you feel you want to go to war and go get the people that kill innocent civilians, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But should you go and start killing thousands of people? And listen to the video. They knew that there was pregnant women and children, and they blew up a whole building. And how many people did he say, oh yeah, we got one of the leaders. We got one of the leaders. So you mean my solution was you couldn't send in special forces to go in there and go get them? Since you knew where they was at, if you say you knew that they was present in that building, you could have sent your top special forces to go and get them. That's it. Because you got to remember, Hamas is not flying jets around everywhere, right? So see, we got to put things in the right perspective. Hamas don't have planes. They don't have planes. They don't have jets. They don't have boats. They don't have ships. They got none of that. They don't have it. So for you to say, oh, well, we're just going to drop a missile, that's a lazy way out. That's to say to the people that we're going to go get these people no matter what the life cost will be. That's what you're saying. I mean, is that so difficult to understand? Why is that so difficult to understand? Like, you're literally saying, we're going to get these people. I don't care, 4 or 5 people that's doing the killing. We'll wipe out anybody we need to just to get that person. And then we'll claim, well, we had a leader there. Like, does that make any sense? That just makes no sense to me at all. Let me just state that again. Hamas, yes, they went to attack Israel. Fine, you got a right to go get them. You got a right to go get them, right? But do you got a right to kill other people in the process? No, you just don't have the right. Like, this is why I want you to understand. Most of you have, and those who've been there, such as myself, we've been in on regions. We know exactly what we're talking about. And if you haven't been there, don't make a comment. Don't make a stupid comment. Leave a comment below, stupid or not, but make sure it makes sense, right? Because if you really been, and I'm not talking just on the Israel side. Everybody go to Israel side. Go to the other side of the border too, right? Like, go to the Palestinian people, go over there, go live with them. Don't just tell me one side of the story. Do both. Then you can have a better perspective of what I'm talking about. But anyway, moving forward with that, think about this. I mean, you got to really put this in perspective, right? You got Israel. You got the Palestine. Now, I'm not going to go into history and all that because most of us shouldn't know this. We all understand the Ottoman Empire. We all understand the British. We all understand after World War II, what happened, right? Zionists. We understand, 1948. We understand the 1968 war and conflict, 1968, 1967 rather, and we understand all that. We should understand all that, right? So I'm not gonna go back into the history and all that. But if you do want to know, leave a comment below, and we can talk about that if you like. But right now, let's talk about the current us in 2023, right? At 2023, you gotta understand that when Israel goes and shoot missiles at a building and they have the tools, the knowledge, the smarts to go and do it another way, then you got to ask yourself the question, why didn't they just do that? I'm going to answer that question for you. And this is from, I won't mention names, but this is from people that we know. They'll tell you, most of the military that's doing all these special things and all that, a lot of them, not all of them, but there's a lot that they was probably cooking chicken dinners. I've used it as a figure of speech, right? They was doing normal things that you would normally do any day of the week. Cooking, going out, staying home with families, all that. That's what they was doing. So now they being called in by the thousands. They like, oh, what are we doing? So here's the problem. If you're green, meaning that you really have never fought in any type of war or conflict, you're scared. You're scared. Don't ever get that twisted. If you never fought in combat, and anybody will tell you, even when you fought in combat, you're still scared too. But you definitely scared. You really you petrified because you don't even know what to expect. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of these people that's fighting right now in Israel, a lot of the soldiers they have, they do the reserve thing, they go through basic training and all that, but they not fighting a real war against real people with guns and missiles. They're not fighting stuff like in 1967, 67, 68. They're not doing none of that. They're not fighting none of those big wars. No. Most of these people that Israel called up, they're reservists, period. So now, where you think they're gonna be? They're afraid. They're scared to go into the tunnels. Because here's the thing. Israel know where a lot of these tunnels run. They've been monitoring these tunnels for a long time. They know how the tunnels run. They know in a lot of instances, not all of them obviously, because they made a lot of blunder mistakes and blow up buildings where there was really no one in there. I mean, in there, I'm talking about as far as Hamas leaders are concerned. But nevertheless, they do have an idea on how those tunnels work. Right? They have an idea. But here's the thing. The military that they have, these reservists that they have, even some of the regular people that they have, don't want to go in the tunnels. They don't want to go. Because the tunnels is vast. They've been working on this for years. I mean, you got to remember that. They've been working on this. And some of you guys that have been there before in Israel and all that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen them. Well, you've seen a portion of it. You haven't seen the whole network. But nevertheless, you know. It's vast. And they are scared. And don't let no one tell you they're not. If anybody tells you they're not, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. This is why Israel is blowing up the buildings rather than sending the soldiers in. If you got the top military force, the top equipment, the top intelligence, you got backing from America, so for other European countries, and they giving you missiles and wars and money to go fight this war, and you mean to tell me you can't send your soldiers in there to go get them? Yes, you can. Because guess what? The resistance to not do it is stupidity. Because think about it, like I said before, Hamas don't have jets, don't have planes, don't have boats, don't have ships. They don't have none of that. They don't have no Iron Dome. They ain't got none of that. Like, literally, they ain't even got no daggone tanks. You got to think about this. Stop believing everything that's being said. Like The View. You know, The View, that corny, stupid program now with a bunch of women sitting there talking about stuff they don't even know what they're talking about. They tripping all over themselves. Same thing with the presidential election debate they had the other day. They tripping all themselves, falling all over. Yeah, I love Israel. Like they want to suck them off. What do you want to do? Suck them off? Like, I'm keeping it real. 1,000. Like, think about this. Yes, you could say Hamas did what they did. Fine, but why aren't those people like on The View, the politicians that we have in the Senate and House of Representatives, why ain't they saying, you know what, Israel, say and making a public statement? Stop talking about behind closed doors. Make a public statement saying, listen, We understand what happened to you, and you have a right to go and get Hamas, right? Don't tell me you're gonna get the leader, because the leader is not in Palestine. We all know, like this is not even a secret. Well, a lot of Americans don't know, but the guy don't live there. Like he don't live there. Like he ain't even in there. The guy's in a suit in someplace else, Qatar. Last time I heard. Last time someone called me and told me, yeah, like what are we doing? Like stop saying the leader. Leader's a vague term, man. It's like a vague term. Like they making a vague term. But the truth of the matter is that it makes no sense to blow. You got the special forces. Send them in there. Gas out the tunnels. A tunnel. Do you want me to give them the physics? We can do that because on my other channel, Consumer Lab, we do electronics, we do business, we do all types of things. We create stuff like that. We can give them that. We can give them a roadmap to that. But they don't need me. They got the intelligence. They know how those. They might not know all the network, how it's running everywhere. But they do have a gist of it. This is why they're blowing up these buildings in the first place. And they hold up. And it ain't me saying it. They are saying, they saying that, oh, we blow up this building here, blow up this building here, we blow up a hospital, we blow up a mosque. And every time what they say, oh, because it's an underground network. Right? Like every time they blow up a building, oh, there's an underground network there. So if you know it's an underground network, you're going to kill 100 people in a building just to get 2 guys, 3 guys. Why don't you just send someone in to go get them? There's really no way for them not to stop you. You got jets flying over, you got missiles, you got tanks, you got all that. Send in a tank in there if you're so scared. But they are scared. I'm telling you now. Israel military, not all of them, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, especially ones from reserves, they are too scared to go in those tunnels. That's why they're sending in these missiles. And it's not my opinion. Call someone, by the way, don't just call a favoritism guy. If someone's going to favor one side, who's going to be biased. Get the true story. Last thing I want to say about this. We are becoming so emotionless. And that video, the reason why I showed that video initially was to show you how we're becoming a world that is totally emotionless, that we just want revenge and we just want war and war and war. And there's so many other things going on that we could be focusing our energy on. We could be focusing our energy on cancer. How about that one? We could be focusing our energy on diabetes, high cholesterol. We could be focusing on that. Food shortages in places, eliminating chemicals that's in our food, cleaning up the waters, that's all the plastic, we call microplastics that are in our drinking water. Right? Even in the soda that you drink. Nobody want to talk about that, but that's for another time, another day. Right? We could be talking about all of these other different things, addressing all of things, all these new viruses. Did you hear about the new virus that's coming out? Check that out. We're going to talk about that in our next show, about the new virus. And when I say new virus, I am not talking about COVID. I'm talking about a different type of virus, but we'll get into that. But the point is, there's so many other things to talk about, so many other things to deal with, that all we think about is war, and we're becoming so desensitized to when before a child died, a baby died, oh my gosh, how come we do it? Now it's like, oh, now let's listen to the prime minister, listen to the military guy. He's like, oh, well, we're just trying to eliminate, we understand gonna be casualties, kind of bad, but, we gotta do what we gotta do. That's basically what he's saying. In a nutshell, yeah, we understand pregnant women die, yeah. But, look at what happened to us. That's what they're doing. So, yeah, we understand, but look what happened to us. That sounds so childish, immature, and don't tell me you're a people of God when you're thinking like that. You gotta be kidding me. That's a joke. That's a joke. Don't tell me, oh, well, first of all, let's just keep it real. Let's keep it 1,000. The people that you see in Israel is not true Jews. Let's get that out the way. We need to understand that. A lot of people from there are not true Jews. Some people that came from after World War II, and by the way, I say a lot, I didn't say everybody. So I don't want nobody, leave a comment and say, well, you say everybody. No, a lot of them that come there are not real Jews. And you know it, I know it. Everybody should know that. That shouldn't be a secret. But unfortunately, here in America, we believe everything we hear on the media. But they are not. That is not the Bible Jews that you see there. A lot of them are escapees from World War II. They are escapees. Those are people. Remember, Hitler wasn't just against the Jews. This is such a misconception that we think that only thing Hitler was against was the Jews. Haha. Hitler didn't like nobody other than his own race. That was pretty much it. He ain't like blacks. He ain't like Spanish. He ain't like Chinese. He ain't like nothing. Like literally nobody. Nobody. Like if it wasn't his people, it wasn't no people. We need to we need to understand that the Jews go on like as if they was the only victims of the Holocaust. Yes, they suffered tremendously. No one's taking that away. And by the way, that is a real story. You know, some people want to say the concentration camps never existed. They just stupid, right? Because if they knew anything, that anyway, that's another story for another time. But the point is, yes, it did happen. But a lot of people that escaped and came to Israel, keep this in mind, a lot of them was not true Jews. They was not true Jews. They wasn't. They was not. We need to understand that. Some of them, a lot of them converted to Judaism. A lot of them converted to that because they wanted a better place, a better life for themselves. They wanted, I said it again, a lot of them converted because they wanted a better life. Remember, in Europe at that time, it was devastated. I mean, you got to remember, a war just happened. It was decimated. You know what I'm saying? Germany was pretty much decimated. A lot of parts of Europe was decimated. Even Asia, it was decimated. So now you gonna say, oh, by the way, we got a home for you? Who wouldn't take up the opportunity? Yeah, shoot. If it was me and I got no place to live and my house is blown up and all that, yeah, I'm Jew now. Yeah, and who's gonna say I'm not Jew? Who's gonna say you're not Jew? A lot of the documentation was destroyed. So that's why I understand when people, oh yeah, we Jew. No, you're not Jewish. A lot of the documentations, this is facts. A lot of the, I'm gonna say this again because I need this to be clear. A lot of the documentations was destroyed. I'm talking about birth and stuff like that. Was destroyed. It was gone. So a lot of people that went to Israel are not true Jews. They're just not. And that's a fact. That's not my opinion. It's a fact. And they know it and we know it. We all know that. Well, I shouldn't say we all know. Obviously, we all don't know that. But if you don't believe me, go do the research. You'll say, oh, I see what he's talking about. This is facts. That's what happened. So what there is, I want to give a lesson in this. I think this is going to go a different lane, different route. But that's my point. The point at the end of the day, guys, we can talk about this another time. Leave a message below. We can go into history a little bit. But keep this in mind, that the approach that Israel is taking is becoming an approach that just seems like you're looking for revenge and not looking to solve a solution to your problem. Your problem was Hamas. But now what's happening is that Hamas has turned into more than Hamas. Now people around the world is seeing it's not about Hamas no more. It's about, you look like you want to do genocide. Like you want to be Hitler now. You want to be a new Hitler of 2023. Well, not to say that is the case, but that's exactly what it looks like. Because when you kill, when you yourself, you hear it, you seen the video yourself. When you sit there and you have no emotional response, like Blitz had, you looked at his face, he could see Blitz looking like he wanted to, like he looked sad, like, yo, are you for real? Like he literally probably wants to say, are you for real? But you seen a military commander just brush up, well, we try to eliminate as best as possible. Like, there was no emotion there. There was no human connection there. This is what we're talking about. Go get the people, solve your problem. Your problem is Hamas. Go solve that problem. Don't make people that kill your innocent people now become a revenge for you, because that's exactly what it's becoming. Not becoming, it is now at this point in time. When you kill more than 4,000 kids, it's not about, no one want to hear what you gotta say no more. And all those channels, like that's the last thing I want to say, like those stupidism in America, the propaganda in America, like the View, all the ladies, a bunch of idiots, right? You know, I just despise. They just try to keep their job, right? So they're gonna say anything. Nobody want to lose their job, so that's why they saying that, right? You got the CBS, MSNBC, NBC, all these channels, even the debate. They never asked out one time, what do you think about the Palestinian people that over 1,000 Palestinian people that's dying? They never asked the question. What do you think about that? Do you believe, you're a president, right? You're looking to run as president. Shouldn't you, a president, supposed to be of the free land, a free country who love people, embrace everybody, so-called everybody, right? But yet you don't want to ask, do you feel that maybe America should say something about that? You don't, not once did they ask that. And what did the DeSantis say? Oh, we should go there and just kill them. Kill who? like, yeah, we're gonna kill everybody. Like, yo, what are you saying? And then he said, oh yeah, let the Arabs take care of Arabs. Well, let Israel take care of Israel then, right? We own loyalty to Israel. It's not about that. It's not about loyalty. It's about money, power. That's it. Money and power. That's what it's about. That's why I see a lot of countries not joining in and helping out these Palestinians. It's money and power, people. And it's a shame to even look at some of the Muslim countries. They could be, like I said previously, they could put some type of sanctions on America and some of the other European countries. They need fuel, don't they? Yes. Israel surrounded with Arab nations, aren't they? Yes, they are. They need help from them. They could squeeze Israel real easy. Take away, close up some of the ports. They can do that too. Shut down the fuel that's going to Israel. They could do that too. They can do all of that. Stop trading with Israel. They can do that too. Israel is not a state that have wealth of natural resources. You could crush Israel real easy. And in America, America, Europe, France, all of them, they want to spend all that money, a lot of tax dollars to go and help them out. That's what would happen. But meanwhile, all the Arab countries just get together and they can just crush them and crush them from not a military point. You see how I'm thinking? You see that thinking I'm saying? My thinking is different. There's other ways to get things done. Like I said, with Israel, they can send in special forces. They can smoke them out. Israel got tanks, jets, all that. They can just go in there, roll in there, and handle what they got handled, and eliminate the possibility of killing anybody. But they, like I said before, they too scared to do that, so that's why they bombing everything, right? Then you got the sanctions. You could force them from sanctions. All those Muslim countries, which I'm ashamed of them, because they could just squash. They could like, okay, we're gonna put sanctions on Israel right today and right now. They ain't not getting no more fuel. We're gonna close down all the ports. We're gonna close down our airspace. I mean, there's so many things we do. We will not do trade with them. You gotta remember, Israel need those Arab countries. That's why if you don't believe me, go do your research. Israel been trying to do deals with these Arab countries. Why do you think a lot of these countries they're not jumping up and say, oh yeah, we're going to just jump in there and force Israel to stop? Because there's a lot of money involved. Like I said before, money and power, they are involved. This is why you notice that a lot of these Arab countries they've been saying a lot of things, they've been throwing little missiles here and there, but you notice that they ain't being forceful about it. Why? Because they know there's deals there. There's a lot of money in deals. And unfortunately, you can see it for yourself. People's lives are secondary. And it's a shame. This is Four Faces. We'll talk.